What's up, world? Lee here with Sticks, Strings, and Other Things, my teeny tiny itty bitty little corner of the internet where I come to you every other week to chit chat with you about all of the crafty things that I have been getting my hands onto. This is the 6th of August 2024, and I am coming to you from a lovely Pacific Northwest that is covered in a delicious marine layer. It's gonna go away because that's what marine layers do. But right now, it's early morning, there's a nice marine layer, and it feels good out there. Now all it has to do is rain, and then I'd be happy. It's not gonna rain, but oh well. I do have some delicious tea, and this is from D&T. It is their Shire Second Breakfast. It's very tasty. I'm enjoying it. I'm gonna need a ton of it today. Shall we get into it? I think we should. I've done a few things in the past 2 weeks, but first I want to show you a finish. I finished a thing. I finished my work project. Yes, I did. That means the giant shawl. This is the My Reading shawl from Kay Jones. And it's done. Look at that. It's off the needles. It's bound. All the ends are cut off. See? No ends. No ends. All of the ends. It is huge. There's no way for me to show it off to you very well. If I'm feeling super rambunctious and able, I will attempt to take some photos of it and I will put them here. Now, you know whether or not I was good about that. This was using 2 strands of fingering weight held together. One was the McMullen Fiber Company Advent from last year, and the other was just a gray from like Knit Picks or something. And right there is where I was last time I showed it off. So I finished the rest. There's all the lovely colors. When I say it's a huge shawl, it is huge. I don't need that progress keeper anymore, so I'm going to attempt to find it again. Or I won't, because it's lost now. Ah, there it is. And it's huge. It's going to be perfect for the reason that I made it, which is to do this when you're reading. And there's plenty left over. It is going to be fantastic. But even with a marine layer, it's way too hot to do that right now. Oh, I'm going to love this later. Again, I will see about taking photos. It may not happen. Just know that's half. It's folded in half. Yeah, she's a biggie, and I love her. Now I need to figure out, I knocked the thing down. One moment. I'm back. This is why you do not throw giant shawls in a crowded room full of stuff. You knock things over. Anyway, what was I saying? I was saying, oh, now I need to figure out what I'm going to be doing for a work project now. Probably just a pair of socks. Something nice and small. And I'm feeling really, really short today, so hold on a minute. There, that's better. I felt like my head was like way down here. Anyway, really, I'm prepared. Really, I'm a professional at this. I am not a professional. I just pretend to be one. So that is my only finish. However, there will be more in the future. At some point. I promise. I do have whips. So let us get into a few of those. First, I have living in this pretty bag. This is My Sweet Reward by Scattered Seed Samplers. And when I showed this off last time, 2 weeks ago, I was all, I'm going to get the birdie done, and who knows what else I'm going to do. I didn't even finish the bird. See? We did one more strand. We still have this much more of that color that needs to go, and then it needs legs and a beak and an eye. It is still a very sweet little piece, but yeah, evidently I'm gonna do this. I lied. There we go. I do like these pieces. I don't know. I had plans in the past 2 weeks and I tried to do them, and well, when I get there, I'll tell you how I failed. You're prepared now for failure. So that was one of my whips. Another one of my whips is my 100 Stitches a Day project that lives in my kitty bag because it's I Will Cut You by Lucy Beam. It is still on. It's still in the Q-snaps and still has the pattern attached to the front. So let me peel the pattern off the front of there because I don't want to show that. I swear. And here is where I am. Well, on the screen, everything just disappears. In real life, it's there. So, we have these lovely bits. I still am not quite to the end. In the words, I will. We have a nice pair of scissors right here. Then we'll have the words, cut you over here, and underneath it will say snip, 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 and I haven't gotten down there. I swear you can see it in real life. Disappears completely on camera. So bizarre. Now, let me just put the pattern back on there. So that's my daily 100 project. I am, what's the word I'm looking for? I've worked on it through today. Oh, it is warm in here. I have been in rooms that have fans and stuff like that. This room has no fan, it just has an open window, and I am dying. I'm thinking perhaps a shirt with mohair in it was not the right choice to wear today, even with the marine layer. Whew. Okay, we're good, we're good. We're good. We're just gonna slowly melt into a puddle of goo, but we're fine, we're fine. That is my daily 100, current through today. There's a lot more stitching in it than there seems to be. I keep thinking, oh, this will be simple, it'll be done soon. And it just keeps going and going and going. It's very strange. Yeah, so that's that. What else have I worked on? Ah, I did pull out my Cumulus blouse from Petite Knit. And I have worked on it a little bit, but then it got a lot warmer, and there's no way I'm working on Surrey alpaca in that kind of heat. I have joined in the round, I have split for the sleeves, and there we are. Yes, yes, I realize this looks huge. It does, but there will be an I-cord bind off that we put on there, and that will pull it all in together, and it won't look quite so wide open. Here is where I was last time. So I'd barely started it. So I can take that progress keeper off. And yeah, so I am a decent chunk down. I am like just under the boob. But then came the heat and the muggy and the gross, and I said, no, I'm not working on this right now. It's not going to happen. But I will put my progress keeper on. So now we have that. Ooh. I should put a different progress keeper on, because this is my beginning of round, and this is my progress keeper. Those might get confusing. Do I have a handy? Do I have a handy progress keeper? I'll figure it out. The cat is my beginning of round. My sweater is my knot. Oh, also my beginning of round is on the cord, and my progress marker is on the project. So maybe I'll be able to tell a difference and not be an idiot when I pick this back up once it cools down. I'm enjoying this. I forget which size I'm making, but it is the size that actually fits my bust size. I went into all of that in great detail in my last episode where I went way too deep into gauge. I am using Thought to Threads Surrey Alpaca. I'm holding it single, and this is the color Sea Pebble. I am doing this on my Hiya Sharps in a US 8 5.0mm needle. I am almost all the way through the first ball, and I'm being terrible because I am not actually alternating skeins. I know I said I was going to, and then I'm not, but cross your fingers for me, people, that there won't be an obvious change. I'm liking this. It's going to be really lovely when it's finished. We won't talk about the weird mistake I made involving the sleeves being slightly two different stitch counts. One has 4 more stitches than the other. I wasn't ripping back to fix that. I'm just going to do some really quick decreases once I pick the sleeves up and start stitching them. I'm just going to do a couple really quick decreases right in the armpit, and no one will ever know the difference. At least, that's what I'm saying now. And that's what I'm going to live with. I am really enjoying this piece when it is not 8,000 degrees out and I can work on it. I really do want this piece done pretty soon. It's just too warm. It is way too warm to work on. I just can't stand it. So that is my knitting lit. What else have I worked on? That's a new start. That's a new start. Ah. I have pulled out for August my No Time Like the Present, the Modern Folk Embroidery Stitch Along for this year. Ah, I know. My goal is to finish it this month, and I have worked on it a little bit. I am really getting there. So when I picked it back up, I was like right here-ish in this arch. So I have finished all of this side of that arch, and I'm coming down this side of the arch, and then all I have left to do is the deer that is in there. I'm going to be finishing this really soon. No, I'm not pulling it out of the Q-snap, because this is what I'm going to be working on today. I already have done my 100 for the day, so this is what I'm going to be working on. Oh, kitty, you can't come in. I'm sorry. Kitty. I'm being really mean and not letting them in, and it's tragic. So I hope you can't hear them too horribly scratching at the door. But it's so good. I am so close to a finish. And then, did you see what Jacob did? Did you see what Jacob did? He's already released 2025. How dare? He's already put it out. It's beautiful. I want to stitch it. I was hoping I wasn't going to want to stitch it next year because I didn't want to start it, but I do want to start it, and I do want to do it, and I think I will be doing it in a lovely teal, kind of a tealy green thread on a nice white background. So I will probably be starting that one next year. It's already out. You can go start it now if you want, but I am not starting it this year. I have enough Modern Folk Embroidery pieces that I'm going to be starting this year, and that will not be one of them. Anyhow, I am really loving this piece, and I'm very happy that I'm keeping up with it, and I will finish it this month. I have a little less than 2,000 stitches to go, so it will be done, and I can't wait because it's going to be beautiful. Those were all my whips. Sort of. I do have one other whip, which I will show, and I will show it now before we get into the new starts, because I couldn't work on my cumulus blouse. It was way too warm. So I was like, well, what can I work on? What can I work on? And I decided to go spelunking in the cave of forgotten knits. And I pulled out a piece that I had to figure out what it was. It's been so long. So in the cave of forgotten knits lived this bag. It's a lovely Dark Alice bag, and I adore it. And it's filled with little bags. Now, normally I'd go, oh, this is an Advent, except if you look at the dates, this was a July thing, so I'm all, Oh, right, there was that solstice countdown, that summer solstice countdown. Or winter solstice countdown. It depends on where you're living. That I bought that one time. And it was from Dragon Horde Yarn. I'm vaguely remembering this. And I'd started a piece. And it looked about like that. And I was all, okay, that's pretty. And I was doing it day by day. I hadn't pulled all the colors out to lay them out in a gradient or anything like that. I was just pulling colors as they came day by day. And then I'm looking at this and I'm all, what is this? What project is this? What am I knitting? Oh, I probably should show you the right side and not the wrong side. Not that it matters much. It just, that side you see that, this side you don't. Details. So here I am, and I'm like, I don't remember what this is. And then I found out. It is the Solstice Wrap by Amba O'Brien. And I have done one more garter row because I pulled this out yesterday. And now this is what I'm going to work on for a little bit. There is a person who in the past has done a Advents of December's Past knit along. They just had a baby, so I doubt they're doing it this year. And this one really isn't an Advent of December's Past. It is an Advent of, it's a solstice. It's a countdown of July's past. Anyway, I'm doing it as my Advent of December's Past because it's essentially an Advent. It's just from a different month. It's a countdown. It's a countdown. And so I've pulled this one back out and I am going to just work on it for a while and see how far I can get. And there's 31 little baggies of yarn. I think it's 31. I think it counted down all the way through July. I'm not sure. But now I know where my size 5 3.75 millimeter Haya sharps have been living for the last age and a half on this project. And little, I don't know why I have penguin stitch markers or stitch stoppers, but I have needle stoppers that are penguins. So this is the color I'm working on right now. I am on day 6. I had already wound up days, so here's days 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they each have color names. So day 1, oh, I don't have the color name of that one. Oops, I lied. I don't have the color names in here. That was silly of me. But day 7's does have a color name, and I've already wound it into a ball. So here's what we'll be doing for day 7. And again, this was Dragon Horde yarn. And this is Dark Queen. So when I finish day 6, I'll move on to day 7. I think I have days 7, 8, and 9 wound up and waiting for me. And I'm just going to continue to work on this. This will be my new project. It's not made from Surrey. It has no mohair in it. It should go nicely. And it is a project from the past. It is a project that I started and then forgotten and neglected. So I can pat myself on the back for pulling out an old project instead of starting something new. But it feels like a new project because it's been so long since I've worked on it. But I like it. It's just a real simple project. I like the little eyelets between the colors. Little chevron-y wrap. I don't think the Solstice wrap is built for 31 colors, but I can repeat it. I can repeat the thing until I get to where I need to. Until I get to the end. So, this is what I'm working on now. A project from ages ago. I couldn't even find it on my Ravelry because I used to be really good putting things on my Ravelry page, and the last couple of years have just barely remembered to put anything on there, let alone dates and finished pictures and all of that. I really would like to get back into there because then finding what project that was would have been a lot a lot easier. Let me just say, it would have been a lot easier. I would have been like, oh look, here's a picture, here's the thing, here's when I started it. I have none of that information. So I need to get better at updating my Ravelry. If you're a knitter and you want to see my really sad Ravelry page of finished things, I am Kielrain, Kielrain. There, that is also what I am on Instagram. Feel free to check me out if you like. Anyhow, pulled that out from the nether regions of the world. And now we'll see how far I get on it. But I'm excited and it feels good to be working on it. I guess I just like stripy things because I just finished my reading shawl and now I'm working on another stripy project. But hey, it's fine. That was my last whip. And then I have 3 new starts. First one, living in here, is Disturbed Women by Lucy Beam. I evidently have a Lucy Beam thing going on right now. So Disturbed Women. I've started this one. It's wonderfully depressing because in this project she also gives reasons for admission to psych wards, a specific one, from 1864 to 1889, reasons that people put women into a psych ward. Asthma, bad company, a fall from a horse, gunshot wound. You'd think a hospital would be better than that than a psych ward. Marriage of son, young lady, and fear. Yeah, that's a good reason to put someone in a psych ward. Sunstroke, time of life. Anyway, there's 2 pages full of awful reasons to admit someone into a psych ward, and it wasn't a psych ward, it was the West Virginia Hospital for the Insane. Lovely. Anyhow, domestic affliction. The guy wanted a younger wife, so he incarcerated his other wife and forgot about her so he could marry a child. Anyway, that's why I'm working on this one, because women have been treated like poo, and I don't like it. So I started this. Probably should have started it during Mental Health Care May, because, yeah, how it used to be and how it is now is a lot better. I am using, oh, please tell me I have the color. Yes, I do, because the color of the fabric is cool. This is 40 Count Devil's Claw by Be Stitch Me, and I am using Roxy Floss in Vampish 1/2. And there I am. Look at that fabric, though. Is that fabric not to die for? It is amazing. It is gorgeous. And there we go. So I pulled out this. This was start number 34 of the year of 50 starts. I am well on my way and feeling quite chuffed about it. But got some good progress in there. And again, just look at this piece of fabric. Oh, it's stunning. I went on to a Friday fight night thing that she does on Facebook. I only allowed myself to do it, I think, twice. This is one of the ones that I picked up on one of those occasions. And I love it. So there is Disturbed Women, start 34. Then I have start 35. This is my Olympic stitching. So of course I put it in a Paris bag. Now let me explain. When I was here last, I was like, oh, I'm going to do Naptime Stitchers stuff, but I'm not going to follow any of the things that she gives. Like, I think the one I did was a new start. That was it. And then I wasn't going to follow any of the others. Well, I'm not really doing Naptime Stitchers thing, am I? Not at all. I'm just doing Olympic stitching, so let me do it different. And I decided I was going, in my wisdom, I was going to do stitches equal to medals that the US is winning. So I was going to do 100 stitches for a gold, 75 for a silver, and 50 for a bronze. And I thought this was smart up until like day 5. where I went, I'm already behind by 1,000 and now I need 2,000 more. And then the US went into track and field and I went, I'm giving up now. So I'm not doing that anymore, and I no longer have any Olympic stitching. I couldn't keep up. The Olympic needed to win, they needed to win less medals, or I should have given lower numbers. I didn't think about how many stitches that would actually equate to. It was a lot. And once I fell behind, there was no real catching back up because they kept winning medals the next day. Anyhow, I decided in my Paris bag for the Paris Olympics, this will still be my Paris start. It always will be because I did start it for the Olympics. I just want to have completed my stated goal. I decided to do Paris by Taya Governor because, I mean, how could you not? I am doing this on a 36 count white linen, and she's a biggie. I started in the middle, and in the middle is Sacre Coeur. I'm just trying to fold up some of the excess fabric so that I can just show off Sacre Coeur. I have a good chunk of the center portion of Sacre Coeur. It has more turrety bits. So good. So good. Look at that. There are so many colors. There are so many colors. This is one strand over 2 threads, and it is full of confetti. The way I've been doing it is I started in the middle and I kind of worked my way up because I prefer to work down. And once I got up here, I would pull a strand and I would work that color as far as I could go. Then I would pull the next strand that was high and work it down. So that is how I've been doing it. That is probably how I'm going to be doing this piece the entire time. It worked really decently. So let me bring it forward for you. And there is back stitching. I just obviously haven't done any of it and I'm not going into until later. Here's my stitch, my needle minder. Had to do that one because Moussy de Cluny is where those tapestries live, and they're lovely, and I've been there, and I had to put that on here because I don't have an Eiffel Tower needle minder, so I did something that at least lives in Paris. Oh, so pretty. So pretty. Now here are the threads, because this is a kit. It's the only way you can get it. Here are the threads. So we have 2 long pieces. Yoink. And then 2 little short guys. And I didn't really think about that. They have the symbol on here, so you can just look at the symbol and look at the page and go. And so I'm going and I'm going, and one of my symbols, I'm working away in Sacre Coeur, I'm working away, and then I'm like, I'm gonna run out of thread. I'm very angry because this was not an inexpensive project that was kitted. I mean, it's a kit. That's how it's sold. It's not inexpensive, and I was already running out of thread, and there was a lot more just in this building that I was going to be using it for, and I got angry. I got angry, and I angry bought one of these. I have an old one, but it's old enough that all of the, there have been several major changes to certain colors. So I decided I was going to buy one of these because I was angry, and I was like, okay, fine, I will keep 1 strand of that color left, and then I will buy this thing, and I will be able to lay it on my DMC, and then I will be able to buy a DMC strand, and I will not run out. And I'm stitching away, angry. So again, I'm stitching away, angry stitching at this point. And I look at, for some reason I pick up one of the short thread cards, and I go, I've seen that symbol on one of the long thread cards. And I look closer, and lo and behold, the card thread that I'm using, the long ones, is all of the colors, and then the short ones are extra thread. for certain colors because you need more than can fit in the tiny little holes. And look right there on one of the short threads. It's like six more strands of the color I needed. So odds are there's plenty of thread for the entire thing. I did not look at my kit well enough to see that. So now I do have a DMC book, but I don't need it for this, and I feel a bit of a fool. However, it's all good. I have all the threads I need, and Sacre is looking beautiful. I'm not sure when this is going to come back out, but I think it definitely will. It definitely will, because I am absolutely loving this, and I am loving how it's turning out. And the fact that I have her kits for, excuse me, at least London and St. Petersburg, Never Ending Russian Rooftops. I have at least those. I think I have a third. I don't know if I've actually bought Amsterdam or not, but I need to if I haven't. I'm liking it. It's very watercolor-y looking, and yes, lots of thread switching colors, switching of thread colors, but I think working it the way I'm doing it is going to be fantastic. So I'm working on Sacre right here, so we have all of this building to do. Plus, you can kind of see the stairs going up to Sacre behind the Arc de Triomphe. Obviously, this is not how Paris actually looks, but it's just all the landmarks. And oh, so good. So good. So pretty. And I'm so happy I finally started this one. It is looking lovely, and I am happy. So that was start number 35 for the year. And then, thanks to the world and people, I saw that Fine Frog Stitching was doing a stitch along called Plants and Petrichor. And I went, quoi? Excuse me, yes? And I wish I could remember who was talking about it, because I think I heard about it first on one of the Flosstubes I watch, and I have no clue who it was. I went down a rabbit hole and completely forgot where I started with the rabbit hole, so whomever it was, thank you, because I decided I needed to join. And I pulled out another of my Stitch Me fabrics from a Friday night fight night. This one doesn't have a name. And I kitted it up with, this is my lovely kit up job. I was just pulling it from other projects, from finished projects, not current projects. I have everything but one color. Of course I don't have one color. Isn't this how always it goes when we're working with getting something up? I'm missing one color. I'm missing 150, DMC 150. I will need to find that eventually. I didn't need it yet, but we will eventually, because it's called for. So I pulled out, I have them bobbinated, I have them on different floss drops. So this is how my kit is living right now. Very, very, very nice, huh? And on, what was it? The first? Part A came out, and it is the frame. So there is the frame. It is not quite, as everybody says, it's not quite that stark of a modeling in real life. But oh my gosh, it's so good. It's so good. So I have obviously a picture frame, I have a window, I have some shelves. I think this might be a fireplace, not sure. That's as big as the piece is. This is it, like that. That's it. And it's gorgeous. It's going to be so fun. In 2 weeks from the first, in 2 weeks, part B will come out, and I guess that'll fill in the rest of the framing area. And then every 2 weeks, a piece comes out to stitch. And it's going to be so fun. I really like it. So there's my part A. And they said it could be really good on a dark fabric, so I went wild with it, and I'm very happy. This is a 32 count Stitch Me fabric. Like I said, it's unnamed, and I am doing this 2/2 using just all the called for DMC. And I thought that needle minder seemed appropriate for the piece. I love it. It's so fun. And I still have all this rest of this fabric to play with. So I've started a stitch along, and I'm going to try and keep up with this one. I don't remember how many pieces there are, 12 or something like that. It comes out every other week, and it didn't feel like a whole lot of stitching. Obviously, I've already finished that section. It didn't feel like a lot of stitching, and I'm really enjoying it, and it is fun. So I was chatting with my sister, whose birthday had just passed, and I gave her a gift card, and she was telling me some of the stuff that she was going to be using for it, and she mentioned a thing that I had not heard of. From Witch's Garden Crafts, I think is the name of the designer. And it was called 31 Days of Poe. As in Edgar Allan Poe. And I went, huh? How did I miss this? I totally missed it. Luckily, it doesn't come out until the 1st of September. It had just gone on sale. And so I go, I need to look this up. So I look it up, Witch's Garden Stitches, and I see 31 Days of Poe. The border comes out on the 1st of September, and then every day in October, you get a little piece for Poe. And I'm like, purchase now. Thank you. Bye now. Yeah. So thank you. Thank you, Susie. I have a new project in October, and I'm looking forward to it because Poe, Edgar Allan Poe. How could I not? So I will be starting that one. I did buy the called for fabric for that one. I think it was a 32 count. I don't remember. Anyway, I purchased it, and when it comes in, I'll see if I actually want to use it or if I want to use something else. I liked the color, and I will use it eventually. I may actually use it for the project it's called for, or I may not. I don't know. All I know is I needed 31 Days of Poe. How could I not? So here it is, the end of the year, and I'm starting to stitch alongs, and even though I'm very bad at keeping up with them, which is why I'm so proud of my modern folk embroidery, I'm going to finish that in the year I started it. It does not always happen with stitch alongs, and here I am starting 2 more. Wish me luck, because I would really like to keep up with them. Speaking of, and Plans and Petrichor was start 36 of the year, so I have 36 of 50. 36 of 50 are started. I'm doing well. And I'm feeling really happy about all of my starts. Every single one of them I want now. I wish I had 18 arms, 4 bodies, and all the time in the world to craft, because I would get so much done. So, 31 Stitches of Poe. It will start in September. Those are all my projects. Feeling pretty good. And I'm feeling solid with my 50 starts. I have one more start that I'm going to do this month that I haven't been counting as starts because it's the rounds from Black Needle Society, the Celebrate All Year rounds. I didn't do last month's because hot dogs are just not my thing, and I'm not going to stitch a bunch of hot dogs. It's not going to happen, so I didn't. I don't remember what this month's is. It's out of my head, but it was a fun one. It looked fun. So I'll be doing that one after I finish No Time Like the Present, but I wasn't counting those as starts because I started them at the beginning of the year and I was counting the whole thing as one start. But I'm still worried that now I only have 11 of the 12. But then I remembered that in the Nashville Needlework Market cookbook, Black Needle Society had put a little mini in there of same size, same idea of the round that they were doing for their Celebrate All Year, and it was all craft things. I'm like, perfect, I'll just do that. So I pulled all the things for that, and I pulled the book, and I can't read the bloody thing because it's the size. It's like 125 font. I can't read it. I cannot read it. So I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to see if I can get a bigger copy or something. Like, I don't know. I don't even know if Black Needle does that, but I figure it's worth asking. Worst they can say is no. I mean, I can send a picture of the cookbook to them saying, yes, see, I own the cookbook. I don't want to get a free chart. I paid for the thing, but I can't read it. It is so tiny, and I don't know what to do about that. I tried to take a picture and blow it up. It didn't work. That really didn't work. I'll try it again. I'll see if maybe I can hold my camera better, but it's just blurry and I cannot read it. I can't see it. So I do have a plan for a 12th piece because of that, if I can figure out how to use it. If I can't figure out how to use it, I'm going to come up with my own ice cream thing, because evidently ice cream, National Ice Cream Day is in July. Why they didn't do National Ice Cream Day and decided hot dogs, I don't know. I imagine more people would rather stitch ice cream than hot dogs, but maybe I'm the odd one out and that's not true. I don't know. Anyhow, that is another start I will have that doesn't count as a start. Other than that, I don't know if I have any other starts for this month. There might be one more. Yes, there is one more. There is one more. Duh. There is one more, and it is Haunted Library. I keep watching everybody stitching the aquarium, and I love it. And I purchased it, but I'm refusing to start it because I haven't started the greenhouse and I haven't started the library. So I can't start this one. I'm going to start Haunted Library. That is a start I'm going to do this month. That's my only other start this month. So I'll be up to 37 starts. And I'm feeling great. I'm feeling great about it. I just keep fighting over what color fabric I want to do Haunted Library on. Right now I think I'm going to be doing it on Murky. I will lay out all the threads again before I do it, but right now that is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking I'm going to do it on Murky. Might be too dark though. That's the reason I haven't started it yet. I haven't settled on a color of fabric. So that's part, okay, starting to get into my plans evidently. Those are some of my plans. I'll be starting some things, 2. 1 doesn't count. And I will be finishing No Time Like the Present. I will be working on I Will Cut You for my Daily 100, and in stitching, knitting, I mean, I will be working on my solstice wrap and figuring out I'll probably just use my emergency socks for my work project for a bit. And those are my main plans. Hi, I'm putting this in somewhere, somehow. I totally forgot to talk about things that I purchased because there's not many. I did tell the story about this, and I think because I did that, I forgot that I hadn't discussed the other 2 things that showed up. This is my Farmer's Daughters Fiber Sock Squad sock set for August. Shocking! It's more peaches. It's more peaches. It's always peaches. It's always peaches. That's all this year is peaches. Okay, it was blue last month, but yeah. So this is the 250 gram minis with 250 gram half skeins and 1 mini. No clue what I'm going to do with it. As you can see, I've fallen off the make a sock a month or make a thing a month with the projects because it's hard to get motivated when every color is the same. Just saying. If it had just been this skein, I probably would have been on board. This skein's really pretty, but I'm tired of these colors. So very tired. Anyhow, there's that. And then I also received my July fabric of the month from Fox and Rabbit. It is Sandcastle. Oh, is not that gorgeous? Oh, it's a good color. I'm glad I don't care about serging, because if I would have said no, because they were busy this month and they weren't able to serge, and I was like, I don't care, and I don't. I'm glad I don't, because this is a glorious piece. It is a good color. This may end up being the color I put my black sampler November piece on, if it's big enough. It should be big enough. And if it is, those were the two things that came in, and yeah, that's why I forgot. So wherever I put this in, now you'll hear more about whatever I was chatting about. Right. To life. My partner got back from Gen Con. He was there working, and now he's sick as a dog. Ah, con crud. You gotta love it. He's miserable. So far he's testing negative for COVID, but we are keeping ourselves well and truly separated, because even if it's just a cold, I don't want it. And I'm hoping he feels better soon. But yeah, he's really bad, really bad. And I'm hoping I stay healthy, and I will test before I do this, but on Sunday I'm hoping to be able to go to Flock. I have my tickets and everything. I bought my tickets months ago because I've been I want to go to Flock, I want to go to Flock, I want to go to Flock, and I'm going Sunday. It's a Flock Fiber Festival. It is a huge thing that is happening in Seattle this summer, this weekend, starting I think Friday, Saturday, Sunday are the days. I have tickets for Sunday, and I went last year. It was a lot smaller last year, but I went last year and it was delightful. And this year it is a whole lot bigger. It is a whole lot bigger, and I am here for it. I really hope it goes super well, and that we have this Fiber Fest in Seattle every year. That is my hope. I'm crossing my fingers for that. I hope it goes that well. La Mercerie is one of the people that's helping to put it on. They are a yarn store over on Bainbridge Island. Lovely, lovely place. I haven't gone to their new spot because it's the old Church Mouse, and I haven't gone yet. I've gone to the new building for Church Mouse, and it's lovely, but I haven't gone to the old. It's too sad for me yet. I'll go eventually, probably this summer, because honestly, it's a great store. It's a great spot to have a yarn store. And if you're in Seattle, you have to take the ferry over to Bainbridge Island and see the yarn store, because Lemon Kid is over there, and La Mercerie. And then you get back on the ferry, and it is the perfect ferry for any tourist going to Seattle, because it is the iconic look, and there is the Seattle skyline. It's beautiful. When I used to work on Bainbridge Island and I would be going to game in Seattle, I would just hop the ferry and I'd go over that way because it's the fastest. It was always so delightful because it's a pretty trip, even if you do it regularly. It's a gorgeous thing. Oh, there's the mountain. Hopefully, if the mountain's out, there's the mountain, there's the skyline. It's very iconic. So if you're in Seattle, I doubt anyone who watches me is going to Flock, but if you are, take the Bainbridge Island ferry, just so you can take it back and see the skyline. Not quite, but kind of. There's more in Bainbridge Island than just that, but Bainbridge Island isn't very big. Right, so, want to go to Flock. Crossing my fingers that I stay healthy and can go on Sunday. I'm wondering how Flock being in town will affect Friday at work. Don't know. Kind of hoping that all these people that are coming into Flock are going to see how many of the lovely yarn stores in Seattle they can hit, because we have several. So it'll either be completely dead or it'll be very busy, and I have no clue which, and I'm looking forward to finding out. Other things that I'm planning on for the next couple of weeks. I'm debating on making a small for Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit. I'm going to that in early September. Getting very excited for it. But I've never actually done a smalls exchange at the one event I've been to before. So I've done Zoom ones where I never bothered doing a small because that just seemed like a faff and I didn't want to. But now I'm attending. It's the second one I've attended. The first one was Jacob Palooza, and since I was hauling everything, I didn't want more crap. However, I'm driving because Portland is just down the road a couple hours. Should I make a small? That is my question. Should I make a small? I know what it would be. So there's not even that. It's just, should I actually do it? Can I Can I do it? Can I give someone I don't know something I've made and think it's good enough? That's the question. See, people I know, I can give things to them. They know me. I think I'm good enough for that. I love my family and I give them good things. I do. I love knitting things for my family. And I've stitched things for my mother. I can't remember if I've ever stitched anything for my sister. She is also a stitcher, so I don't know if I ever bothered because she stitches herself. I don't think so. I don't know. But I have for my mom. And she's my mom. That's what you do. You give your mother things that you love. And anyhow, I'm worried about my finishing, is what it comes down to. Should I stitch something for Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit? I don't know. Other than that, plans-wise, I'm going to hopefully not melt in the heat. I am not a fan. And I'm going to just keep doing what I'm doing. It's not really much. I don't know. I'm lifing. Life is doing life stuff and I'm living it. There's not a lot. There's not a lot. I'm excited about Flock. That's something exciting and new and I'm going to do it, hopefully, if I stay healthy. And that's really the only thing I'm doing this month. So, I think I'm going to let y'all go. Thank you for letting me chat at you for a little bit. I hope that you are all doing fantastically. If you are in the Pacific Northwest and you're going to Flock, I hope you enjoy. If you're traveling in to the Pacific Northwest to go to Flock, I also hope you enjoy. I'm very excited. There are certain dyers that I cannot wait to see their booths. I'm just like, oh, I want to see all the pretty yarns. Hopefully they will all be sold in the sweater quantities that I want by the time I go on Sunday, so I can't buy anything because I don't need to. But I can still get to see all the pretty colors. It'd be the best of both worlds in my book. See all the yarn, but alas, not enough for me to make something from. But I still got to see it. That would be perfect. That would be glorious. I am going to go with the expectation that I will be able to buy 2 sweater quantities of yarn, 2 only. That's it. Nothing more, yarn-wise. Hopefully nothing tchotchke-wise. Hopefully, yeah, I'm going to try and be very good because I don't need more yarn. I don't. But it's going to be specific projects. Yeah. So, if you're coming, I hope you enjoy. I got distracted by my own brain. Happens a lot. And other than that, I think I'm going to change my shirt because I'm way too warm. The mohair is too much today. I'm going to change my shirt and I'm going to film and edit and upload this for tomorrow. I hope all of you are doing well and I will see you all in 2 weeks. Happy crafting. Maybe I'll just sit outside. It's cool enough outside. It's just the inside that's awful. I'm dying.